Hello friends, welcome to our channel Aha Jindagi Edu-Care. In this lecture of trigonometry, we will discuss measurement of angles in which we will concentrate on angles and quadrants. So let's start. See what is an angle. If you see this figure, OP is a ray and if it is rotated about point O, then angle POQ is formed. Okay, if OP ray is moved from OP to OQ, then angle POQ is said to have been generated. Then what is generating line? See, the revolving ray is called the generating line of the angle, and the point O, it is a vertex about which the generating line rotates. Okay. Now what is the initial side? The initial side OP is called the initial position of the generating line, that is OP, and final position of the generating line, that is OQ, is called the terminal side. Next is measurement of angle or measure of an angle. So the measure of an angle is the amount of rotation performed by the initial side to get the terminal side. Okay. Now if we discuss what is positive angle and what is negative angle. So it will come under sense of an angle. So sense of an angle is determined by the direction of rotation of the initial side into the terminal side. So if we move in anti-clockwise direction, then angle is said to be positive angle, and if we move in clockwise direction, then angle is said to be negative angle. Okay, movement should be such that from initial side to terminal side. Okay, next one is right angle. So if the revolving ray starting from initial position, so in this figure OX is our initial position and it moves such that it will move to point line OY. OY is the terminal side, such that the final position describes one quarter of a circle. Okay, so complete movement will describe one quarter of a circle, that is one fourth of a circle. Then we see that the measure of the angle formed is right angled, or we also say 90 degrees. Then we will discuss quadrants. So suppose there are two lines x o x dash and y o y dash. These two lines are perpendicular to each other, or we say at right angles in the plane of the paper. Then these lines divide the plane of the paper into four equal parts, which are known as quadrants. So if you see XOY area, this is called first quadrant. YOX dash, this is called second quadrant. X dash OY dash, it will be third quadrant, and Y dash OX, it is fourth quadrant. And line XOX dash, it is x axis, and YOY dash is known as y axis, and taking together x axis and y axis are known as coordinate axis. Now what is angle in a standard position? So if an angle is measured such that its vertex coincides with the origin. Origin is the point where axis meets, okay, or intersect. So vertex should coincide with O, and initial side coincides with positive direction of x-axis, that is OX. Okay. Then it is said to be angle in standard position. Means initial side should be on this positive x-axis. Now angle in a quadrant. So an angle in standard position is said to be in a particular quadrant if terminal side of an angle in standard position lies in that quadrant. So if we see this figure OM, OM is the initial side and OP is the terminal side. So if OP lies in the first quadrant, then we say that angle is in first quadrant. Similarly, if terminal side OP lies in second quadrant, then we say that angle is in second quadrant. Next one is quadrant angle. So what is quadrant angle? An angle in standard position is said to be quadrant angle if the terminal side coincides with one of the axes. So in standard position, initial side should be positive x-axis and terminal side also should be coinciding with either x-axis or y-axis. So measurement should be a multiple of a right angle. If it coincides with positive direction of y-axis, then angle will be equal to 90 degree or a right angle. And if it coincides with negative direction of x-axis, then angle will be 2 times right angle, that is 180 degree. Okay. So we have discussed quadrant angle. Next one is triangle of reference. So if you see this figure, OM is our initial side, OP is the terminal side. Okay. So if we draw a perpendicular from P to the x-axis, then PM is perpendicular to x-axis, and we see OMP, triangle OMP is called triangle of reference of the angle XOP. Okay, so it is the triangle of reference of angle XOP. Similarly, if it P lies in the second quadrant and we draw the perpendicular from P to x-axis, then OMP is said to be triangle of reference of angle XOP. Okay, in this case, XOP, this angle will be considered. Next one is co-terminal angles. So two angles with different measures, but their initial and terminal sides must coincide. Okay, so if you see this figure, OX is the initial side and OP is the terminal side. So theta is the angle. So if we find co-terminal angle of angle theta, so initial and terminal side must coincide. So if we say, if this is our initial side OX and we move like this, okay, so this is your 360 degree minus theta, or in negative sense it will be theta minus 360 because we are moving 360 degree in clockwise direction. Okay, so theta minus 360 degree is also a coterminal angle of theta. Similarly, if we consider this point and we rotate like this and then this, then complete we have rotated, so 360 degree plus theta, 360 degree plus theta is also a coterminal angle. So we can say coterminal angles of theta are theta plus 360 degree into n, where n is an integer, or theta minus 360 degree into n. So these are coterminals, coterminal angles. Okay. So for example, suppose theta equal to 60 degree, then what will be coterminal angle? So 60 plus 360, so one coterminal angle will be 420 degree, or 60 minus 360 degree, so it will be minus 300 degree. So these are coterminal angles of 60 degree. Okay friends, so in today's lecture we have discussed angles and quadrants. Okay, thank you.